I'm just a boy, and if you just see trans people as their gender, it's really not that hard. I'm really sorry about the sound and my hair. Today I've been depressed. So I wanted to redo my video called I'm a girly boy, I think. No, I'm a femboy and I'm okay with it or something. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that video today. So like, I'll just take you back to when I was young. Wait, do we like my outfit, by the way? Haters will say it's a dress tucked into my pants, but they are so right. Ready? It's a whole ass dress in here that I tucked in. It like goes down to the floor when I stand up. So anyways, I'm a fag and I'm okay with it. So basically, I didn't start calling myself a fag until this year when I took a photography class. And in that photography class, it was really focused on like, I guess just like experiencing life and like documenting that. And if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, I go to Sarah Lawrence College, and I took this class with Joel Sternfield, and he's amazing. Chef kiss. All of my pictures were taken on my fucking iPhone, which is what I'm filming on now, because I don't have like actual adequate cameras, but he gave me like an A+ and was like, it was amazing. Anyways, not to toot my own horn, but that was the best class I ever took, and that class helped me like reclaim my faggotness, and it helped me free myself from the chains of like toxic masculinity and like masculinity that a lot of like binary trans men uphold. So growing up, I like always saw myself as a boy. Like the voice in my head was a boy's voice. So basically, I just like always existed as a boy, and like growing up, I was like so jealous of my guy cousins because I was like, oh my god, they get to wear like like khakis and like shirts, and I have to wear a dress. But when I wore a dress, I didn't have a problem wearing the dress. I had a problem with like everybody around me being like, she's so pretty, she's such a beautiful girl, look at her. So then like the fabric of the clothes like literally burned my skin, and I was like, I hate this. And I like internalized a lot of shit, you know, like I internalized the idea that I was wrong because how could I be a boy in like an assigned female at birth body? How could I love my body if it's a woman's body and like shit like that? That's all bullshit. But I didn't know that until like this year, and I'm like 21 now. I mean, I never saw my transness in like a medicalized lens. And like going on T doesn't mean that you see yourself in a medicalized lens. You just need to do the things that are gonna make you feel the most good and liberated. For me, I needed to go on T, like whatever. But yeah, like growing up, I just like would like cry all the time and like watch all these like gay films and like gay short films on YouTube, which were all like these white twinkie boys. And I was like, that's me. Because that was like the only depiction of like fat that was out there. I mean, thank God for Tumblr. Because like when I had a Tumblr account, I like did see myself as like a feminine gay boy or like man, whatever. And Tumblr helped a lot. But now kids are growing up with Instagram, and they're just like seeing unrealistic depictions of like what it means to live a good life. And there's a lot of like trans medicalists and like binary trans men which is fine, but they like worked out all the time. They're like, this is how you get the most masculine body, and this is how you validate your transness by being super masked. And like I don't know, like I don't really relate to that. Like that's why I was talking to a friend about this, how like I will always be trans before I am gay, and I will always be trans before I am a boy. Does that make sense? So like when people talk about me and they like out me to people, it's always like, oh, Jason is trans, but it's never like Jason is a trans boy who is gay. It's never like those three things simultaneously, and it bothers the shit out of me because because like the way I experience myself and in the world, and like I myself is really as a fag, which just means like queer boy to me. So like when my dad, for example, hates that I call myself a fag, and he's like, you're so much more than that. But it's like being a fag to me means being a queer boy. So being a fag to me means being a queer boy. That's what it means to me. Yeah, so like growing up, I was always like, oh my god, I want to be like my boy cousins, and that's how I knew that I was a boy. And like the way I experienced myself was as a boy. But because I was experiencing myself as a boy, I was also experiencing like compulsory heterosexuality, where I would like flirt with girls and be like, hey, like I was really silly, like, you know, and I'll put it up here if I can find it. But like in The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, when like Zach goes like, you know, to like the girls, I would do that because I literally was like, I literally was like watching boys' behavior and like literally recreating that behavior. So anyways, I would like recreate the behavior of boys that I would see. So at first I was like I knew I always liked boys, but I was like, oh, being a boy means I must like women as a kid. So I would like flirt with girls and stuff. Like there was this girl in my elementary, and all the boys would be like hanging out, and they'd be like, who do you like? Who do you like? And like I would be a part of their circle. And they would say, who do you like? And then they were like, and I was like, well, that girl is really cute. But the thing is, like, they all saw me as like, it's weird because like they saw me as like one of the guys, but like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because like I was not out. So like, but I would say to them, like, I feel like a boy. And they would still use like she, her pronouns and my dead name. But I was still accepted in the circle as like a boy. So I had like a crush on this girl for like a really long time. I don't know if it's like the compulsory heterosexuality, if I do really like if I did really like her, because sexuality is also a social construct that we like. A social construct meaning like the word gay, for example, like is a social construct in itself, and whatever gay means is because we constructed it to mean that. So I don't know. Like I have crises every day about my sexuality. I'm like, do I really like this girl, or is it just compulsory heterosexuality? And I feel like a lot of people would think I don't experience compulsory heterosexuality as a boy, because people see me and they're like, well, you're trans and you're really a girl, so therefore compulsory heterosexuality would mean that you like men. And it's like, no, I'm a boy. I experienced my life as a boy, so compulsory heterosexuality would mean that I would be like flirting with girls and doing that stuff. But anyways, the way that I really like, yeah, so that's like how I experience my gender, is like I've always experienced myself as a boy. The voice in my head has always been a boy. When I look at myself, I always see a boy. I feel like there's this like pressure for me to identify as like non-binary, because I specifically don't conform to the mainstream narrative of what a trans guy is. Like, oh, I don't want to marry a woman. I don't want to wear traditionally masculine clothing. But it's like really unfair, because in society I see like gay men all the time like wearing feminine things, and they're like, manhood, yes, is like questioned, but not in the same way. It's like, oh, you're a fag, but still some kind of a man. For me, if I wear this, right, or if I wear perfume, if I wear a certain kind of top, it's like, oh, are you going back? And it's like, for me, there was no switch, because I've always experienced myself as a boy. I've always been a boy in this body. This is a boy's body because it is my body. And I think that is the most important thing, is like, I'm just a boy, and if you just see trans people as their gender, it's really not that hard. Yeah, anyways, like I saw myself, I guess, as more of like a girly boy or like a femme boy, but femme boy has like very specific connotations, a very specific image, where like on TikTok we see like, you know, people like boys in like very frilly outfits, and I don't feel like frilly in that way. Like I don't feel like femme as in frilly. I just feel like I get very jealous of like women who wear these like beautiful clothes and like femininity as power and things like that. And then I'm like, damn, I wish I could wear like a cute little dress, or like whatever, with a flat chest and like with how I look right now. And then I realized I can, and that it's just society telling me that I can't because I'm trans. But that's not true. And there's not like a lot of representation with like more feminine trans guys, and that's like what I want to do with my channel. Is like I want to come on here, make fashion videos, but show that you don't need to like buy new outfits. Because I kind of fell into the trap where I was buying like new outfits a lot, and then I like went through my savings. So kind of panicking, but it's like you don't need to do that. So I really want to like show different like pieces and things, but like as a trans guy, because it's like why are trans people limited to just talking about trans topics? Like, why can't I talk about fashion? Why can't I talk about other things? So yeah, sorry, I like went on a tangent, but I think like being a fag for me just means being a queer boy. And I think like that's why when people ask me about my gender, I'm just like I don't know. Like I do feel like a boy, but I don't feel like a man. And I don't know if that's because like of the social construct of what a man is, or if it's because I literally am not a man, but I don't know. But I am a fag, and I'm a faggot, and I'm very happy calling myself that, because it validates my gayness, it validates my femininity as a guy. And because I filmed my last video called I'm a femboy, and that's okay or something, and the way that I was presenting there was like, even though I was presenting femme, I still was masculinizing my appearance more than I was comfortable with. And I did that because I didn't have top surgery yet, and I wanted the world to still perceive me as a guy. I have like not a flat chest and like a beard kind of, and I feel so fucking uncomfortable watching that video because I don't actually see myself that way. I do have some facial hair now, but that's because I'm like depressed. And yeah, but I think it's really important to remember that I don't even, so even if you are like a trans guy or like a masculine identifying person, like you are still allowed to like feminine things, and you're still allowed to want to be pretty in whatever ways you want, right? Like I want to walk out in my dress with my boots, and like that's how I feel empowered and stuff. I mean, I get misgendered every day. Like people call me ma'am, miss, honey, and like when they see my leg hair, sorry, like they are like, whoa, you have such hairy legs for a girl. And then I'm like, I'm not a fucking girl. like my tattoo, oh wait, this is the perfect thumbnail, ready? Thumbnail picture done. I don't know. I think it's just like hard existing in a society that like is not created for you to survive or for you to succeed. So sometimes I just get depressed, and then I pour myself a cup of tea and I say, keep going. Oh, and also something I want to talk about is the gay cis male community who, so I've literally been told by cis gay men, cis meaning that they're not trans. Ready? You're not a part of our community, so why are you talking? I love dick. I love girls like you. Oh, I guess I'm like bi because I like trans people. Because I like trans guys. Like, literally. So, anyways, trans guys are guys. We can be feminine if we want to. I'm a faggot, and I love boys. And dresses and fun, pretty things. Okay, that's all I have for today. But yeah, like I always think about like when I get married, what I'd want to wear. And I think I want to wear like a beautiful like white dress with this tiara that I have. And then like some kind of like masculine jacket over. Like, or maybe like a cross. Okay, so you know how like Troye Sivan wears like in the Bloom Tour like that feminine kind of jacket? Maybe something like that over. And then, or maybe it's like that's the top is like this more masculine thing. And then it like is a dress. And whatever. But also marriage is a cis heteronormative thing, so. Don't worry, I'm still woke. Fuck marriage. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's valid for people to want to get married because of like financial security and reasons like that. But I hope you like my outfit. I got this from someone on Instagram, and these I thrifted. So I'm sorry that's not more helpful. Anyways, it's a pleasure hanging out, and I love you so much. And subscribe and tell your friends to follow me so I can be the next it boy. Okay, bye.